Howdy from Houston. Mr. Livestream. Well, I'll just tell you, it just kind of goes over some musings about the potential problems that people could have with bank collapses, and who knows. Alberto says people bring too much faith in AI, and it's true. So in that piece there, somebody else answered the question and said, even though ChatGPT and AI sounds great, they still make mistakes, which is very true. So I don't see that ChatGPT will replace doctors and vets and everybody. I just think they will improve what those people do. So like if that veterinarian would have ran those lab tests through ChatGPT and says, give me a list of possible diagnoses, they wouldn't have, had to go down a second route. So I just think it'll just improve everybody. Yeah. Let's see. Rob, I heard the governments in the UK have forbidden all banks in the country to accept card payments. Has forbidden all banks in the country to accept card payments for crypto exchange. Think about it. I don't know if this is a law that's already been passed or if this is a law that is on the table. I'll let you know, but I haven't heard specifically anything. And I wonder if card payments are credit cards or debit cards. A lot of nuances there. Let's see. Any coin that capitalizes? Good afternoon. You feel safe in Puerto Rico? Not everywhere. Just like every other city that I've ever lived in. How's Puerto Rico with taxes? Pretty darn good. I've done a couple of videos on them. You should check them out. I think that's it. Anybody? Looks like nobody has any questions. So I must have done my job just enough. Okay. It's not true. I have friends in the UK and they're okay buying crypto. Don't spread false stuff. Yeah. So can't really speak too much because I haven't heard anything about it. Let's see. Question, when you cash out next bull run, will you still run your Cardano pool? I've been staking with you for years now, just wondering. Yeah, well, the pool will keep going, but this channel will end. This channel, the next bull run, the channel will go away. And it's going to go away because there's a plan. When you get into any investment, you have to have your exit strategy. And there's at some point that you say, you know what, there's a way to implement this and get out. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to step away from the show for quite some time. And I won't come back until the next bear market, which is the exact opposite, which is what a lot of YouTubers do. They'll leave in the bear market and come back in the bull. But that's just what I want to do. Uncle Fester, why do all these YouTubers act like they don't have all day? It's Sunday. Where you got to be? Well, people have lives. Like this morning, you walked the dogs, came back, did a little cleaning, and now here we are. Crypto Poppy says, Rob, through some digging, has been shown that CZ is controlling a huge amount of the Bitcoin supply via the BUSD that he's turning into Bitcoin. Other things, you trust CZ. I don't trust anybody. I don't think you should either. You shouldn't even trust me. So everything that you hear on this channel, you should double check and verify. So the whole thing and I had heard this before, that CZ was going to be moving his BUSD $1 billion worth into Bitcoin. I was like, great. Hopefully he does it. That was what Sam Bankman-Fried was supposed to do with FTX. He was supposed to have $1 billion worth of Bitcoin to buy, and he didn't. And $1 million was all they had into it. So not for sure. Rob, following you here on Twitter is one of my best moves in 2022. Glad it worked out for you. Rob, I know you've been audited in the past. That's true. But have you ever been audited during your time in crypto since 2017? No, knock on wood. But those days are coming. Uncle Fester. This is the same guy telling everyone to buy Voyager. Yes, I believe I did say that. And I did believe I said that Voyager was a great platform and VGX is going to $30. 100% true. However, there's a link in the description, Fester. I talk about this many times, and I have no problems answering it again. My Celsius Voyager timeline. June 12th at 11 a.m., I put a video out that said, hey, probably a good idea to take everything off of Celsius ASAP. I just came back from Consensus, and I heard some things, and I didn't like it. Take your funds off Celsius. And that was at June 12th, 11 a.m. June 12th, 9 p.m., withdrawals were frozen. On June 20th, I did the 5 rules. June 22nd, I said I'd take all the crypto off of Voyager as soon as possible. That's because it's a publicly traded company, and they put out the information that they had given a $640 million loan to 3 Arrows Capital. I thought that was ridiculous because it was uncollateralized. I said, you should probably take it off. When the facts change, I change. Then on July 1st, withdrawals were frozen. So, Uncle Fester, you're right. I did. But, things work until they don't. And that's just how it is. It's like if you bought Blockbuster as a stock, probably should have got out at some point. Just saying. All right. Let's see. Smash the like button. Crypto man, is it best to stack and save crypto or use it for payments? I mean, who knows? I mean, in the future, maybe there will be no cash. Maybe it'll just be Bitcoin's the reserve currency of the world. I don't think that's going to happen anytime like in the next year or so, but we'll see. Random tutorials, when the free airdrop Flappy Bird for subscribers. Follow me on Twitter. I'll let you all know about that. Sometime probably June, it looks like. So we'll go. Our questions are not going through. No, Igor. Let's see. Rose says, Flappy Bird sounds interesting. Collaborate a bit of how it works. So Flappy Bird, we have the IP rights, and it's going to be launched on Web 2 version soon. I mean, we're just waiting for Apple to approve it. And you can play it on Apple. Nothing really spectacular. It's the same. Not the same. It's an upgrade, I think. But that's just a mindless casual game. The big thing is when it comes to Web 3, and you're actually able to play it, get Flappy tokens, get NFTs, race against other people, and we call it win to earn. So you'll be able to play against other people, use NFTs, win the token, take those tokens, get them for, swap them for whatever you want to, and go from there. That'll be the interesting part. That's in a nutshell. And of course, you get to, if you're like me, who likes to play but doesn't like to play like the super serious stuff, not a bad deal. Do you still buy Gala? I don't, but I still own Gala. Oh, yeah, we bullish now. I don't know what's going to happen in the short term. The long term looks pretty good. When is the next bull run expected to happen? I always thought it was going to be in the 4-year cycles, 2025 and beyond. But who knows? It might come earlier. Maybe do the show once a month. Yeah, maybe. Just to check in with people. Let's see. No CBDC. Yeah, catch the replay. Which I will probably take this video down. There's too many errors, quite honestly. If you're watching the live stream, congratulations. Rob, you heard of Luxo? Yes, I've heard of Luxo. I like the long answers on FA. There's plenty of crypto banter already. I like the predetermined questions. Crypto, the experience. Yeah. Digitalizes news is blowing up. I always hate when I make mistakes. It's always a problem. But what can you do? Okay. Party at Rob's. Charles Hoskins says that you need proper programmability to become a world reserve currency. Lightning can't do that. It could be true. We'll see. I think we're all screaming, careening towards a CBDC anyhow. We'll see if that actually plays out. What platform is that Flappy Bird on? Probably Polygon. We've been talking to Polygon Group for a little bit now, and that seems like the most reasonable choice. The other ones were just didn't really get things done for us, we'll say. The next parabolic rise 2024 and 2025, maybe. 2024 could be the beginning. That's when the next Bitcoin halving is in March or April. Des says, Rob, I wish I can tell you what's happening this side. I wonder what is happening this side, Des. Balaji might be correct. What about Solana? I don't know. If they can just stay up, you know. I still own a little Solana. I sold some, but it was a while ago. But I just haven't accumulated any more. I just didn't really see, because it might be the next greatest thing of all time, but you know, sometimes the greater technology doesn't win out. Look at Laserdisc versus VHS and DVDs. Laserdisc was far superior, just didn't work out. This is an old man's history of technology. Thoughts on Powell's next calculated move? I don't know. Some people think that he's going to. Some people think he's going to cut. I don't think he's going to cut rates. I'm bullish. Well, that's good. Check out Tom's channel. Real great channel if you want to learn things about trading and TA and stuff like that. Good stuff. Yeah. Coins and bills and gold aren't programmable either. Yeah, you know, a lot of people have asked me, well, what if I just put my money into gold? And I said, well, you can do that, but just don't buy paper gold. You can buy gold online. What's that going to do for you? You know, oh yeah, this is the real deal. And then like, whoops, we didn't have it. So you got to buy real gold, real bullions, if you want to do that. Maybe one more 25 basis points in time. Chin up, Rob. I owned a private island, was betrayed by my best friends. Things could be worse. That's funny. The picture makes it good. Coins and bills aren't gold, aren't programmable. I had a Betamax. Let's see. What is this? What happened to the saying buy the dip? It's still there. It's just kind of one of those things where it's like, well, I mean, at some point you can buy the dip, but you got all dipped out. And if you bought the dip in 2022, you were buying a lot of lower lows until we get to this point. And it was actually like, actually, I got to tell you, Ben was right. You know, he's like, I'm not buying anything. And he's still not buying anything. And all the things that I bought, I did what's called micro DCAing for quite some time. Just 2 months ago, I started back on my DCA program. And it's working out pretty well so far, but who knows? But, you know, I still think this is going to be a pretty rough year, and especially in the second half. But again, every time people say that the recession's coming, it doesn't come. Every time there's so many people saying this is definitely going to happen, it doesn't happen. So, oh, this is a good question. Rob, what's your realistic expectations for Bitcoin end of year 2025? This is very simple. Bitcoin end of year 2025 will be between $10 and $250,000. Mark that. That is it. I'm going to nail that prediction. I know it. Robert Converse says, Rob, can you explain how they rank crypto coins, please? Yeah, it's pretty simple. So they just go by market cap. That's it. So like Bitcoin has the most market cap, 538 billion. And the next one, 213, 79, 51, 33, and down the line. That's pretty much it. Just money. Then they denominate that in dollars, which is kind of weird, but whatever. It's a pretty accurate prediction, Tommy. Then it goes to 230K, or it goes to $5. Also true. Yes, exactly. Yeah, it was a lot of people. Bank stream yesterday, 50,000 views. But it really comes down to, did anybody really get any use out of it? That's the big thing. El Cocal. It's my favorite. Oh, dude, excellent. Should I invest in Arbitrum? That airdrop is pretty sweet. I will tell you that. I don't know. I'm not going to invest into it anytime soon. Just not going to. And it could probably just blow up. And it'd be one of the very many, many, many things that I miss. But right now, you have to take a look and don't denominate things in dollars. Denominate things in Bitcoin. You know, are you gaining on Bitcoin, or are you losing? As Ben would say, are you bleeding against Bitcoin? That's the real question. Because if you're bleeding against Bitcoin, then what's the point of just buy Bitcoin? Make it simple. You know what it's like sometimes? I know there's way better like upside to like a crazy altcoin, but there's a hell of a lot more risk, just how it is. And you can get into it. That's why I spread things around. But the majority always goes into Bitcoin. It's the safest option in the most volatile asset class, I think. So you have to really ask yourself that. And, safer gains are there. You mentioned, good point. Thank you. You mentioned that you aren't buying any more Gala. Why is that? Buying a bunch of other stuff. So I don't know which ones the layer ones are going to make it, but it's the same thing every day. I use Coinbase because I try to support them. I signed up for that Coinbase One, where it's $29 a month or $19 a month if you pay for it at a yearly rate. And up to $10,000, there's no fees, which is pretty nice. So I just pay $19, and then I buy Bitcoin, Ethereum, Chainlink, Cardano, Avalanche, Near, and some other things. Let me see. No, not that one. Little Algorand, Cosmos. Oh, Polygon. Yeah, of course. Forgot Polygon for some reason. Yeah, I've been buying Polygon even in my micro DCA days. It's working out pretty well. Those guys are crushing it. And I see the gaming sector being the big winner of that one. So, I mean, Polygon, me personally, I think it's going to do quite well, especially when gaming takes off. It's a good question. Shrooms, which is a pretty good tag name. Can you explain the store of value versus the store of price? What value you're putting away? Well, you can take a look at this. There's a picture that really helps to accentuate these things. A store of value. There it goes. Let me bring this up. Let me find. Oops. All right. So look at here. So store of value. Let me get rid of this. if you think about it, like so, in 1980, which I was around at that point, $20 gets you a lot of food, a lot of food. You could fill up your grocery basket. And this is all talking about inflation, yes. But as a store of value, you will notice that, in 2011, one Bitcoin was worth roughly $20-$40, somewhere around $20-$30. So the same time frame, that same money is not a good store of value. Actually, if you had that same $20 in 2000, it buys you about half. And in 2022, $20, especially here in Puerto Rico, it's not going to give you squat. It's going to be able to buy you a gallon of milk and Oikos yogurt, which is what I eat constantly. That's it. And then that same one Bitcoin in 2021 would get you a pretty nice car. $67,000 car, which is, it's a nice store of value. Store price, sure. Store of value. And then if you take a look at gold as far as a store of value, well, gold's been pretty flat, but I think it's going to do pretty well. So if you're talking about like a store of value, if you just kept those dollars in the bank, it's actually, you're getting eaten away at the silent tax, which is inflation. So just remember that graph anytime people say, well, it's a good store of value, appreciation of value. And, when I was growing up, my parents and grandparents would say, all you got to do is just stock money away into your bank account and you'll get a, nice savings and build it all up. And that's all you got to do. Get a government job, work 30 years, retire, get a nice pension. That doesn't exist. Well, that's not true. Pensions do exist if you have a government job. If you're like Nancy Pelosi, that's a pretty sweet gig. Actually, the military, still retire that way. But like big corporations and pensions and things like that, good luck. And then storing your money in a bank account, good luck. So that's the one way to look at it. Rob, on your videos, is intentional I'm using the end of some of them. Yes, it is. It's my intention. It's very easy. I just put it in. Right? My minivan is a store of value. That 2018 Dodge Grand Caravan, sweetest car you can ever have. And people always say, why don't you just get it like an upgrade? I'm like, have you driven in a nice Dodge Grand Caravan? You can, tote around everything you want to. Good gas mileage. It's paid off. Why wouldn't I? Makes no sense to me. I don't need much. Do you live in Rincon? No, I live in Guaynabo. Rincon is like, it's a sleepy surfer town. That's why I describe it. I'm not a big fan of that place. It's kind of away from, it's nice, but I just wouldn't want to live there. Luis. Rob, will you begin the DCA out after the Pi cycle top person? That's a great question. And the answer is yes. And actually, I use a bunch of different indicators. One of those is Pi cycle top. One of those is risk and bands. The other one is MVRBZ score, and a host of others. And actually, there's a video I did, which is it's a link in all my videos from now on, where here's today's video, and here's that Coinbeer video I was talking about. Here's Jeff Booth's AI nightmare scenario, ChatGPT, and this one right here. Why and when I'm selling 80% of my crypto. And I go over all the indicators and how I did it the last bull run, which was just fractals, just overlaying price relays and going from there. But now I'm going to get a little more technical, and you can check it out. Or if you want to, just go to Dan Teaches Crypto. It's 100% free website, and go from there. What? No sound. I think I know what happened with that sound issue. I think it's because there's an upgrade to the software I use, and they think it's background sound. So now I know I gotta do. Just wish they wouldn't have done that. But that was on me. How about StormX? So Bitcoin DCA says, when you DC out, Where are you putting the money? A bank that can fail and wipe you out, or a stable coin that could fail and wipe you out? This is the thing. You got to think about this. It comes down to how stable and how liquid you are. So think about it that way. Like, you can take all your funds, all of them, and you can roll it all into real estate or land or your business. But, it all depends on liquidity. So like, again, like, I want to be somewhere where I'm a little bit liquid. So you want to have a little cash on hand, and that could be like physical cash. Remember that? Physical cash? I don't know about you, but if I was in the cartel still, just kidding. If I was in the cartel, I wouldn't want to use crypto because everything's on chain. Why would I do that? What I really want to do is use physical cash. Now, to move things around, a little bit difficult, so that'd be a problem. But I could do that, or I could use like art pieces. Seems to work out pretty well for different individuals. Not saying that all art is like that, but cash is it's untraceable. You can do whatever you want with it. I can pay anybody I want to, and it's up to me really to disclose that to the IRS, which I always do. So if you're listening, IRS, I always do that. But I'm just saying, if you didn't want to, you'd do very hard to prove. Very hard. Very hard. Shroom says, did it come across your mind to change banks in the last 2 weeks? No, didn't even cross my mind, honestly. Because first of all, I have less than 250,000, but it did cross my mind to put everything into crypto. That did happen, but I did not. But I did put a little more. So I increased my DCA strategy a little bit. Let's see. Uncle Sam will take 30%. My stake 20%. That will be in cash. So this is, where do we go here? Never idea 100% committed. That's true. Tom is right. It's a bad idea. Rob has too much faith in small banks. Yeah. Gotta have faith in something. But that's just it. Like, you understand, it's not the only bank I use. And some people will say, well, I only have one bank. Okay, you just have one bank. But again, might not be a bad idea just to hold some cash on. How about this? Just to make things very simple, wouldn't it be a good idea to hold cash, gold bullion, Bitcoin, crypto, and leave some in the bank? I mean, I think that'd be a little bit safer than saying, okay, I'm going to put everything into Bitcoin, or everything into the bank, or everything in there. Having everything in one spot, I don't think is the greatest thing. But some people say, well, Rob, that's how you get wealthy. A concentration of wealth. That's what, Warren Buffett will talk about. And I'm here to tell you, there's a big difference between you and Warren Buffett. And even Warren Buffett makes mistakes. So I'm not that smart. So I will just diversify a little bit. And if something goes wrong, there you go. I will tell you, I have friends here on the island who put a ton of money into Luna because they thought it was going to the moon, quote unquote. And that didn't work out. And those people no longer live on this island because now they cannot afford this island. So just remember that. How many days left till we hit 1 million? For Balaji's bet? I don't know. I don't think it's going to happen. So I can't even keep up. Alessandro says, hey, Tom Crown, what being in crypto is a bad idea. I think Tom was talking about being 100% in crypto is a bad idea. Where do you see crypto in the near future? It's hard to say. Like, if it wasn't for these bank failures, I would have thought that with the upcoming recession, which I think probably happened, but I could be wrong. I just thought that we would be lockstep with stocks and everything else, and things would just go down. But now that I see that the banks collapse and people going, where should I put my money? I see that there's a line for, or a real use case for mostly Bitcoin. And you can just see right now, Bitcoin is beating most of everything else. There are some cryptos that, of course, that will outperform, but overall, I think it's okay. Let's see. Building cash 21. Cash is a position. Bank. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, I use a credit union in El Paso. El Paso Federal Credit Union. Exactly. My local supermarket doesn't accept gold. Exactly. That's why, you know, I mean, I can still use gold. You can still use gold. Not a lot of people will accept it as payment, though. When Ben Cowan, Arthur Hayes interview? I don't know. Talk to Ben about that. That'd be an interesting one. CBDD. CBDD. CBDs. CBDs. Good evening. Thoughts on Chainlink? I don't see why it's such a laggard. It actually has a real use case, pulling outside data into the blockchain, which it cannot do as an oracle. That's it. So I think I answered everything. So everybody, look, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. I got a lot of things to do before we have a flight out of here on Tuesday. Then we're back to Houston for a little bit, see the family, and then back to El Paso. So whole new green screen for everybody. But that's it for today. So look, thanks so much for stopping by, dealing with those little errors, but that is all we have. So stay safe out there. Buckle up. It's going to be bumpy, but that's it. All right, everybody. See you guys on the next one. Adios.